Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, boss, we can hear you.
Anyway.
Someone to pass I'm on my way. Have you already done your video training for before the session?
No, I thought you handled that one too as well. So if you like, I can start with that.
Yeah, just start with that right away while I try to find someone to park.
All right, no problem.
I don't think there's sound, Shafi. You may want to share the sound. There's no sound. Shafi, your video has no sound. Shafi, can you hear me? Hello, Shafi.
Hello?
The video has no sound. You're not sharing the sound.
So, okay, let me just stop it and start sharing again. Yeah.
Oh,
Please, is it okay now?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great.
Stacy? Stacy, you here? Babe, I got your message. I'm not sure I completely understand what it means.
It means what it said, Frank. It's gone. All of it. Everything we worked so hard for.
$650,000 doesn't just disappear. There must be some kind of mistake.
There's no mistake. It was hackers. They took everything. Who are you calling?
Our real estate agent.
Don't bother. He stopped returning my calls. And the escrow companies told me the same thing 15 times. Wait for law enforcement.
Michelle Sanders, Cybercrimes Task Force. The escrow company brought me up to speed, but I need to get as much information from you as possible.
Absolutely. Anything we can do.
For starters, can you tell me if you got an email requesting you to change the wiring instructions from your lender to the escrow company?
Yes, I got one like that a couple days ago from our real estate agent.
May I see it? This is it.
Chappie, your
The
video has no
smoking
sound.
gun.
Are you sure? I mean, look at all this information it contains. Information only we would know. And it was sent from John Waters, our agent.
Chappie,
This
can you
is
hear
his
me?
email address right here.
I know it looks like it was sent by your agent, but really, it was sent by hackers. They hijacked your agent's account.
Well, they can do that?
Chappie,
Actually send an email from his
the
account?
video has
It's
no
a
sound.
four-step
You're not sharing the
process.
sound.
I can walk you through it.
So, okay, let me
In step one,
stop it and
the hackers
That's
use
sharing
something
again.
called an email extractor, software you can buy off the internet, that enables them to collect email addresses for thousands of people working in a particular industry. In this case, the real estate industry. Agents, brokers, escrow, and title officers, anybody with a real estate related extension in their email address got targeted. Step two involves the hacker sending a phishing email to the thousands of addresses they just harvested.
Phishing emails. I've heard of those. They trick people into opening them and clicking on a link or opening an attachment.
And the hackers only need one agent to take the bait, and they're in. Then it's on to step three, research. They learn everything from listing addresses, to sales prices, to loan amounts, escrow and title company names, even full account numbers. Finally, in step four, the hackers use this information by sending an email to the home buyer telling them to reroute funding from their lender to a new fraudulent account. And since the hackers are actually inside the agent's email account,
The email looks legit.
these people are smart, sophisticated, and their methods are constantly evolving.
So how do we protect ourselves?
By not trusting email that
Liz, is it
requests you
okay
to
now?
send money or wire funds to a different account. Any email
Yes,
like
it is.
that must be treated as
thanks.
suspicious and must be followed up with a phone call to verify its authenticity. I'd encourage you to contact your lender and ask for a wire recall. It's a long shot since several days have passed, but it's worth a try.
Well, is there anything else we should be doing?
File for bankruptcy immediately.
Bankruptcy?
Our loan went through. Meaning they're still going to expect payments. Stacy, you here? On a home we don't even own.
What about our old house? What happens with that?
Ownership has already
Babe,
transferred.
I got your message.
That deal is unaffected
I'm
by
not sure I
this.
completely
Well, we
understand what it
can't
means.
afford to stay here.
What it
So
said,
where are we supposed to go? What are we supposed to
Frank.
do? All of it. Everything
I'm
we
very
worked so hard
sorry.
for.
$650,000 doesn't just disappear.
okay.
There must be
I
some
think
kind of mistake.
There's no mistake.
this
It was
okay, or should
hackers.
play
They
it once
took
more?
everything. Who
Okay,
are you
let's play it
calling?
once more.
Our real estate agent.
Don't bother. He stopped returning my calls. And the escrow companies told me the same thing 15 times. Wait for law enforcement.
Michelle Sanders, Cybercrimes Task Force. The escrow company brought me up to speed, but I need to get as much information
I don't
from
think
you
there's
as
sound,
possible.
Chappie. You may want to share the sound.
Absolutely.
There's no sound.
Anything we can do.
For starters, can you tell me if you got an email requesting you to change the wiring instructions from your lender to the escrow company?
Yes, I got one like that a couple days ago from our real estate agent.
May I see it? This is it.
Chappie, your
The
video has no
smoking
sound.
gun.
Are you sure?
Stacy, you
I
here?
mean, look at all this information it contains. Information only we would know. And it was sent from John
Babe,
Waters,
I
our
got your
agent.
Chappie,
This
can you
is
hear
his
me?
email address.
I'm not
right
sure I
here.
completely understand what
I
it
know
means.
it looks like it was
It
sent by
means
your
what
agent,
it
but
said,
really,
Frank.
it was sent
It's
by
gone.
hackers.
All of it.
They
Everything
hijacked
we
your
worked
agent's
so hard
account.
for.
$650,000 doesn't just
Actually send an
disappear.
email from
There must be
his
some kind of
Video
mistake.
has
It's
no
a
sound.
four-step
No
process.
mistake.
I can walk
It
you
was
through it.
hackers.
So,
They took
okay, let me
everything.
In step one,
Who are you
the
calling?
hackers use
Our real
something
estate
called an
agent.
email extractor,
Don't bother. He
software you
stopped
can buy off
returning
the
my
internet,
calls. And the
that
escrow
enables
company
them
told me
to
the
collect
same thing
email
15
addresses
times.
for
Wait for
thousands
law
of people
enforcement.
working in a particular industry. In this case, the real
Michelle
estate
Sanders,
industry.
Cybercrimes Task
Agents,
Force.
brokers,
The escrow
and
company
title
brought me up to
officers.
speed, but
Anybody
I
with a
need to
real
get as much
estate related
information from you as
extension in
possible.
their email address got
Absolutely.
targeted.
Anything we can
Step
do.
two involves
starters,
the hacker
Can
sending
you
a
tell me
phishing
if you got
email
an
to the
email
thousands of
requesting you
addresses
to
they just
change
harvested?
the wiring
Phishing
instructions
emails.
from your
I've
lender
heard
to the
of those.
escrow company?
They trick people into opening
yes,
them and
I
clicking
got
on
one
a
like
link
that a couple
or
days ago
opening an
from our
attachment.
real estate
And the
agent.
hackers only
May I
need
see it?
one agent to take the bait, and they're in. Then it's on to
This
step
is
3.
it. The smoking
Research.
gun.
They
Are you
learn
sure?
everything
I mean,
from listing
look at all this
addresses,
information it
sales
contains.
prices,
Information
to
only
loan
we
amounts,
would know.
escrow and
And it
title
was sent
company
from John
names,
Waters,
even
our
account
agent.
numbers.
This is his email
Finally,
address right
in step
here.
4,
I know
the
it looks
hackers
like it was
use
sent
this
by your
information
agent, but
by
really,
sending
it
an
was sent by
email to the
hackers.
home buyer
They
telling
hijacked your
them to
agent's account.
reroute funding
Well,
from their
they can
lender
do that?
to a new
Actually
fraudulent
send an email
account.
from
And
his
since the
account?
hackers
It's
are
a
actually
four-step
inside the
process. I
agent's
can walk
email
you through
account,
it.
The email looks
In
legit.
step 1,
these people are
the
smart,
hackers use something called an
sophisticated,
email
and their
extractor,
methods are
software you can
constantly
buy off the
evolving.
internet
So
that enables them to
how do we
collect email
protect
addresses
ourselves?
for
By
thousands
not
of
trusting
people working in a
that
particular
Ladies,
requires you
okay
industry.
now?
to send money
In this
or
case,
wire
the
funds
real
to a
estate
different
industry.
account.
Agents,
Any
brokers,
email like that
escrow, and
must
title
be
officers,
treated as suspicious
anybody with a
and
real
must be
estate-related
followed up with a phone
extension
call
in their
to
email
verify
address
its
got
authenticity.
targeted. I'd
Step
encourage
2,
you to
involves
contact
the
your lender
hacker
and
sending a
ask for a
phishing
wire
email to the
recall.
thousands of
It's a
addresses
long
they
shot
just
since
harvested.
several days have
Phishing
passed,
emails.
but it's
I've
worth a
heard of
try.
those.
Well, is there
They
anything
trick
else we
people
should be
into
doing?
opening them
File
and
for
clicking on a
bankruptcy
link or opening an
immediately.
attachment.
And the hackers only need one agent to take the bait, and they're in.
Meaning
Then
they're
it's
still
on to
going
step
to expect
3,
payment to
research.
on a
They
home we don't even
learn
own.
everything
What about our
from
old
listing
house? What happens with
addresses,
that?
sales prices,
Ownership
to loan
has
amounts,
already transferred.
escrow and
This
title
deal is
company
unaffected
names,
I'm not
by
sure I
this.
full
completely
account
Well, we
understand what
numbers.
it
can't
means.
afford to stay
Finally,
here.
in step
So where
4,
are we
the
supposed to go?
hackers
What are we
use
supposed to
this
do?
information by
Everything
sending
we
an
worked so
email
hard
to the
for.
home buyer telling them to reroute funding from their lender
Okay,
to
I
a
think
new fraudulent
There's no
account.
mistake.
And since
it's
the
okay
hackers
for us
are
to play it
actually
once more.
inside the agent's email
Okay, let's play it
account,
once
The
more.
email looks legit.
these people are
Don't
smart,
bother. He stopped
sophisticated,
returning my calls.
and their
The
methods
escrow
are
company's
constantly
doing the
evolving.
same. So how do we protect ourselves?
By not trusting email that requests you to send money
Michelle
or
Sanders,
wire
Cybercrime's
funds
task
to a
force.
different account.
The escrow
Any
company brought me up
email
to
like
speed,
that
but I
must
need
be
to get
treated
much
as
information
suspicious
from you
and
as
must be
possible.
followed up with a phone call to verify its authenticity. I'd encourage you to contact your lender and ask for a wire recall. It's a long shot since several days have passed, but it's worth a try.
Well, is there anything else we should be doing?
File for bankruptcy immediately.
Bankruptcy?
Our loan went
This
through.
is it. The
Meaning they're
smoking
still going to
Are you
expect
sure?
payment here on a home we don't even own.
What about our old house? What happens with that?
Ownership
And it
has
was sent
already
from John
transferred.
Waters, our
That deal is
agent.
unaffected.
I'm not sure I
Well, we
completely
can't
understand
afford to
what it
stay
means.
here. So where are we supposed to go? What are we supposed to do? All of it.
They
Everything we
hijacked
worked so
agent's
hard
account.
for.
$650,000 doesn't
Okay,
actually
so
send
let's
an
go
email
to
from.
the
There must
piece.
be some kind of mistake.
It's a
There's
four-step
no
process.
mistake.
I can walk
It
you
was
through
the
it.
hackers. They took everything.
Whether
Who are you
The
calling?
at
hackers
home or
use
at
something
work,
Real estate
called an
when making
email
a wire
extractor,
transfer, any
a
amount,
software you can buy
Recurring
off
my
the
do the
internet
following.
And the
that
escrow
enables
Set
them
all
to
that apply,
collect email addresses
whether at
from
home
thousands
or
of
at
people
work,
working in a
when
particular
making a wire
industry.
transfer of any
In this
amount,
case,
do the
the real
following.
estate industry.
One,
Cybercrime
never
task force.
rely on
brokers,
one
The escrow
source
company
title
brought me up to
officers,
speed,
and
but
the
I
any
need to
real
get as much
estate
information from you as
Can we
extension
check
in
possible.
their
that one?
email address got
Absolutely.
Never
targeted.
rely on
Anything we
one
can
Step
do.
source.
2 involves the
starters,
From one
hackers
source
Can
sending
you
a
tell me if you
phishing
got
email
an
to the
email
thousands of
verifying
requesting
wire
you
addresses
to
they just
transfer.
change the
harvested.
wiring
Can we check
instructions
that
from
one?
your lender to the escrow company?
They trick people into opening
Yes,
them and clicking on a link or opening an
Hello?
attachment. Our real estate
And the
agent.
hackers only
May I
need
see it?
one agent to take the bait, and they're in. Then it's on to
This
step
is
3.
Hello,
it.
guys.
The smoking
Research.
gun.
Are
They
you all here?
learn
Sure?
everything
I mean,
from listing
Look at all this
addresses,
information it
sales
contains.
prices,
yes.
Information
to
only
loan
we
amounts,
Okay,
would
so
know.
we are going
and
to
And
the
it was
title
sent
question.
from
company
John
names,
How
Waters,
can you
our
help me
agent.
answer the question?
This is his email
Finally,
address
in
right
step
there.
It
4,
says
I
whether
know
at
it
home
looks like
or
it
at
was sent
work,
by your agent,
when
but
making a
really,
wire
sending
it
an
was
transfer of
sent
any
by
email to the
amount,
home buyer
do
telling
the
them
following.
to
Check
reroute
all that
funding
apply.
from their
They can
lender
do
One,
to a new
the first one
Actually
is
send
never
an email
rely on
from
one source.
his
since the
account?
hackers are
It's a
actually
four-step
Verify a
inside
wire
the
process.
transfer.
I
agent's
can walk
email
you through it.
account.
The second one
email
is if
looks
you
legit.
In
know
step 1, these
that the
people are
email
smart.
address
Use something
that the
called
wire
an
is
email
making is
extractor,
coming from
Methods
software you
the
can buy off the
legitimate,
internet
it is okay
that
to
enables
send
them
the
to
wire.
collect email
If you know that
addresses
email,
for
By
thousands
not
of
trusting
people
if you
working in
know
a
that the
particular
email
industry.
address
send money
In
that
this case,
the wire
the real
information is
estate
coming
different
from is
account.
legitimate,
Agents,
it is
brokers,
okay to
escrow, escrow and title
wire.
officers
The
suspect
third
anybody
one
with a
is
real
the
estate-related extension in their email address got targeted.
Step 2 involves
Also,
the
we
hacker
are
sending a
improving
phishing email to
the
thousands of addresses. address alone they just
extensively
harvested.
authenticated with certain,
I've heard of those.
receiving the wire and
They tricked
ensuring
me into
it
opening
is
them and clicking on a link or opening an
changes
attachment.
to
And
wire
the hackers only need one agent to take the bait, and they're in.
So
Then
They're
it's
still
on to
going
they are
step
to
proven
3,
not to
Payment.
research.
through
On a home we
They
don't even
learn
own.
everything
authenticating
from
the
listing
person
addresses,
wire
sales
and
prices, to loan
ensuring
amounts,
it is
escrow and
legit.
title
Last
company
one is
names.
paid.
I'm not sure it's completely
Well,
Follow
we can't
fallback.
afford to stay
Finding
here.
in step
Verify
4, the
verification
hackers
What are we
use
supposed to
this
do?
information by
You
sending
find
an
a
email
unique
to the
way to
home
verify
buyer
the
telling
authenticity
them to
of
reroute
the
funding
person
from
you are
their
sending
lender
the wire.
to
I
a
think
new
create
fraudulent
and follow up
account.
for
And since
this
the
okay
hackers
or
are
to play
actually
for
inside
and
the
verification
agent's
procedure.
email
Okay, let's
account,
play for
The
find a
email
unique
looks
way to
legit.
verify the
these people are
authenticity
smart,
of the person you are
sophisticated,
sending the
and their
wire.
methods are
So
constantly
guys,
evolving.
which one do you
So
think you should
how
take?
do we protect ourselves?
Is it the
By
first one?
not trusting
The
email that
second one
requests you
and
to
then
send
the
money
last
or
one.
wire funds
We
to
are
a
checking
different
all that
account.
applies.
Any email like
Whether our
that
home
must
or
be treated
address
as
when making the
suspicious
wire
and
transfer
must be followed up
of
with
any
a phone
amount,
call
do the
to
following.
verify
Instead
its
of check the second
authenticity.
one,
I'd encourage you to
You know
contact
you
your
don't-
lender and ask for a wire
Tell me
recall.
it's legitimate.
It's a long shot since several
from a
days have
legitimate
passed, but
okay,
it's worth a
send the
try.
wire.
Well, is
Then
there
the
anything
last
else
one,
we should be
complete the
doing?
follow-up,
File for bankruptcy.
back and verification
Immediately.
procedure. Find a unique way
Bankruptcy?
to verify the authenticity
Our loan went
of the
through.
person. So
Yeah.
Meaning they're still going to expect payment
okay,
this year?
the third
On a
one
home we
should
don't even
leave that
own.
one,
What
and
about
then the
our old
first one
house?
should leave that
What
one.
happens with that?
Ownership
For me, I think
has
the third
already
one
been
is
transferred.
confusing,
Your deal is
but
uncertain.
I'm not sure
Well,
I
we
completely
can't
understand
afford
what
to
he
stay
means.
here.
Okay, any
Where
other,
are
any
we
other?
supposed to go? What are we supposed to do?
Other
All of it. Everything we worked so hard for.
$650,000 doesn't
Okay,
I
just
think the
so let's
first one
go
too
to the
is
There
piece.
must be some kind of
right.
mistake.
No
We should check the
mistake.
first one, okay?
Yes,
So
and then
whether
the second one should be
at home or
unchecked.
address,
Real estate
and
agent.
the second one should do what?
Recurring monthly
Do the
Be
following.
unchecked.
Insert all that, okay? And then whether at home, any other thing,
Working in a
and
particular
making a
And the
wire
third
transfer
one.
of any
In this
amount,
case,
and the third one.
Sanders,
One,
cybercrime
okay,
task
never
force
rely.
broke
So
the escrow company
any other
losses
answer?
paid, but
Are
manipulative
you all okay with that?
manipulation
Can we check that one? Can we complete the never rely?
Anything we can
Step
do.
2
Let's
involves
complete
the
the one
hackers
source.
sending a tell me if you got
Okay,
any
so
emails
very
requesting
why
you to change
fast
the wiring
and the
instructions
that
from
one
your lender to the escrow
help
company.
us to
Into opening
go
them,
to
and I
the
got
questions.
online a couple days ago.
Okay,
from
well,
our real
boss, you are
estate
here.
Hackers only
That's
need one agent to
from
take the bait,
Right.
and they're in.
Thank you very much, of you. Can you guys hear me?
This is
Hello,
it.
guys.
The
Yes, we
smoking
can hear
gun.
you. Are you all
They
here?
learn
All right,
everything
so
from listing
Look at all
addresses,
this
today's
sales
Yeah,
threat
we
prices,
can.
information
is
only
going to
we
be
Okay,
would
so
know.
extremely
we are going
And it was
hands-on
sent
and
from
it's
John
going to go
Waters,
through
our
our
agent.
implementation
This is
of
his email address.
it says
I
whether
know
our
it looks
home
like
or
it's
address
how
your
we
agent,
can
when
actually
making
but
wire
sending
prevent
it
transfer
from
any
a
amount,
unsolicited
buyer
email.
do
type
the following.
The video that we
Check
just
all that
watched
applies.
applies.
One,
To a new
the first
tells
one
us
is
there
never
were
rely
some
from one
emails
source.
that came through
Hackers are
asking
actually
Verify the
inside
wire
the
transfer.
email
to
account.
actually
The second one,
change
So
last
if you
minute
know
step
bank
one,
account
that the
people
details.
of
email
hackers
address
use
Whatever.
something
something the wire
sophisticated
is
email
If they
not
had
coming
methods.
from
email filtering
Listed
system
via
that
the
was
internet
actually
that
that
available,
enables them to
we would have
collect
prevented
email
such a thing
if
from
you
addresses
know,
happening.
by
Because
not
what we
trusting
saw
or
in
if
that
you
working
know
in
video
a
that there is
request
no
you
email
to
address
send money. In
that
this case,
somebody
wire funds
who
to a different
pretended to
account.
be
Agents,
another
brokers
person
like
to
escrow and
check
title
wire
away
companies,
to
the
get
third
anybody
one
with a
should
real
be
estate related
I believe
extension
whoever was
in their
actually
email
paying them to
address
buy
got
the
targeted.
house,
I'd
their
encourage
email
you
address
to
was
contact
tampered
the
with.
hacker
And so the
and
email
ask
came
for
to say it was that
$3,000
individual that was sending the email to them asking them to pay the money to a different account. So there's something we call spoofing or actually change your email ID to make it look like it's me. When such a thing happens, if you're not careful to actually send the email address to see the difference, you might actually fall victim. So that's actually an appropriate video for such conversations in house. You'll be surprised that that's the video that we got today. So with this presentation that I'm going to make, email filtering system is a system that makes sure when an email is being sent to a particular person, the filtering will actually look for it to make sure that the email is actually coming from the legit source. And there are times there are so many emails that come to us that we don't even want. They're unsolicited emails, the ones that go to our spam. This tool also helps us avoid such emails.
Second one,
Find
and then the last
marketing
one.
people making way to to actually get you to buy a product or a service that you have. And so long as they have your email address, they will begin to send you stuff that you don't need. You realize that your inbox is full of emails, and maybe the only important emails that you have in there may be one or two. The rest of them are all junk emails. So if you have a tool like this, it will help you to prevent such emails from coming. Also, this same tool, you can tell this tool to actually block sending emails from certain
The third one,
actually have an encounter with someone and you don't want to receive emails from that person. The same tool also helps you actually preventing that person from sending. So we're just going to run through this real quick, and I'm going to do one or two demonstrations to actually show you guys how this works. And then after that, if you have any questions, you may ask. This is something that you would find a cybersecurity analyst doing on a particular topic. The main job will be managing a tool like this. The major softwares in the market are what you're seeing. Sophos is one of the major software that you can find. If you've also heard of the software named Proofpoint, that is also another software that does the same thing or the same application that actually prevents emails that are not solicited to an organization to be actually stopped. So what you see on my screen, I'm actually going to explain what we have here, and after that I will try to do a few demonstrations of how this works. So you're seeing the main dashboard that is actually telling us over the past few months. If I actually check, the more days here. Actually, over the past 1 month, the last 30 days, we're seeing the last 30 days, Software Freak organization has actually had about 8,242 emails unsolicited, and all these emails were scanned. The video that with all these emails were scanned. So this number of emails that came through tells us scanned, meaning that some emails, none of this email came through without the software checking to actually change the right source image, or whether it's coming from wrong sources. So every single email that they had, email organizations then was actually checked to available to make sure the emails are coming from a proper source we saw in that video. And when we move to the next one, it says potential threat-handed entity, meaning that after triggering 8,249 emails, I believe whoever was actually this software identified 3,149 emails came that were coming from personal sources to them, asking them to that were coming from sources that were personal sources that there's something we call traffic or actually change your email ID to make it look like it's me. And when such a thing happens, those emails, if you're not careful, find a way to actually block those emails. That's what we're doing. And then the mailbox that you're seeing, forget about that one. That's actually an appropriate video for that one. And then also on the other hand, the emails that were leaving, so with this software I'm going to work, emails that were leaving the Software Freak network in the last 30 days, that's what we have here, meaning that sure, the last 30 days, there were 4,480 emails that were sent by Software Freak. Actually, everybody leaving the Software Freak network. All emails being sent out on the software. They are times all combined together in the last so many emails that come to us are 4,400 unsolicited emails, ones that go to our spam. Out of those 4,288 emails, there were about 16 emails that were being sent out that were questionable in a way to actually, meaning that where they were going through that was actually ask some question about, so long that they have it, where those emails were directed, begin to send you spam orders, but you don't need that. You realize that your inbox. This last 30 days that we have, I can change this maybe last 30 days. Tell me how many emails have we received or sent. If I click on the last 7 days like this, so the numbers are actually going to change. So it's saying that in the last 1 week, the last 7 days, these are the emails that we have received. These are the emails that have questions on them. These are the emails that we have sent, and there haven't been any actually email that was sent that has an issue. If I check the last 24 hours, that was yesterday. So between now and yesterday, these were the emails that were received in the last 24 hours. So we're just going to run through this, and out of that 324, there were about 134 emails how this works. And that had some questions around it. And then also, when we check the number of emails that were sent out, the last 24 hours, emails that have been sent doing North African the main job to managing on like. If I want to check today so major and softwares received and all that. Received so far today is 176. It will also had questions around them. Software, and then we have also sent out 55 for another just software. That's what this whole actually. Now let's just go straight into that are not on the reports as we have organizations to actually stop. So inside the report here, so what you see the emails that have actually come through. You can see that we have what we say the emails really long demonstrations, and then down the report here we have message summary, and with our risk, time to click summary, data control summary, post delivery summary, and also license usage summary. What we're going to be more interested in over the messages, meaning that the emails that have come through, whether any one of them were quarantined or isolating organization or etc. So I'm going to click on this one. It's going to actually tell us every single email and all the emails that have actually made it through the network. This email here. For those that were not allowed, none of these emails came with quarantine. So there was an email that was made for me that actually got quarantine. Meaning that when I go check my inbox, I wouldn't find every single email that they had the software. They saw that this email probably has an issue to make sure the email can not allow me to see that. Same thing when we move to the next video that we just saw. It says potential if they had a tool like this, and meaning that after the person who was pretending to be another person sent that email, whoever we have not received the email at all, in order for them to even transfer or change the bank account where the money was coming from, that actually caused them a whole problem. They had a tool like this, a tool that would actually quarantine quarantining the email means that you would have held on to the email and not allow the end user to receive the email. So if she hadn't received the email, it would actually make the changes, and then in the mailbox that you're seeing, when she received the email, you can see that it came from the person. And then also on the other hand, was the reason why they had that. So if the tool like this was there, we would have actually emailed that would happen. So here, as you can see on my screen, the software, the last 30 email was 4,400. One that is not coming from us that was sent by software that actually held on the software. They allow me to all emails being sent. I want to ask that what if the email was coming from the source the software actually held it? Out of those 4,000, there's a way around it. If this email, I was actually expecting an email that was being held it, content thinking that it's meaning that where they were going through that was I can actually go into the system that they have to where those emails were. So if you are in an organization setting that where you are working with say another company, someone else change this maybe there are some emails that are supposed to actually come from that ability and also you to be able to click on the last somebody from that end will say that in the last 1 week, I sent you an email. Have you received the emails that we have? If you check your inbox, you have the emails that has questions. Confirm back with the person that emails that if they say they really did send an email, then what you can do is on the security side, check the last company, you can reach out to the security part between now and yesterday and tell them that these were the emails you're expecting an email from last particular sender. So give them the sender's email address. And out of I'm expecting an email from this sender once the 4 emails the title of the email from questions on XYZ. And also when we check the that email is supposed to be 24 hours. Emails that for some reason we have to say this. I'll ask them a couple of times and confirm if I want to check today. So can you check your and software received and your email received so far today? If probably 176 actually held. It will also have questions around them. So the analyst who you sent out 55 for another just can actually go into the system and have that email released to you. When that email is ready into that are not on the report. So at least this is actually a check. So inside the report here, so that what organizations to make sure that emails that are coming through actually from this we can see that we have that's one way that the cyber criminal can actually get down the report without having someone there physically. And the cyber criminal wants to get a summary, data control summary, post delivery summary. They don't necessarily need to actually check. What we're going to be more interested in over the message is trying to happen to the emails that have come through. All they have to do is to actually quarantine or some simple organization etc. So I'm going to click on this one. We're going to actually tap send every single email, and that's where we don't have a communication emails and say that for those that were not allowed, you have won a laptop quarantine. And you are supposed to email that was made to me and actually that to receive that means that when I go check the prepared to have every single email that they have received that software, one lottery, in order for you to receive the money, you need to click on this link so that you can provide notice for us to say that this is urgent. We don't know it, we just saw. It says quickly if they had a lose the money. And when you see such emails, they are not the person who was my tenant that is not the person that comes to you. They have not received it at all. Actually change the bank account, hook up an email that will make you feel that actually earning or you're actually earning something like this. So the moment that quarantining, because you have held on to the email, are not allowed, even though you don't deserve to actually have a issue that when something like that is presented to you, actually really nice. And then actually push and you actually want to. But once you receive the rush in getting such a thing without even thinking about it, it's always present. Actually, something that was the reason why they did that. So when such a thing comes like this was there, it's really new, that will actually be the suffix. And then actually when you click on that thing, the suffix gets whatever it is that's cooked, one that is not coming from you to actually fall victim of what is happening. If you're not careful enough, you might click on that thing. What if, and I was clicking on that thing, sometimes in our software, why actually they out to passwords and all that, there's a way of having it. Credential have email, not too smart detecting email, providing all your credentials, but content thinking that many times just ask for the product. And when you click go into what happens, there is a malware that will you are in an organization store on your software, you are working with a company that will store the systems that you know it come from. And then at the end of the day, when you click on that thing, you're able to tell you maybe the sites that you're trying to somebody from that end come back later. I mean, give you some funny excuse like that. You see that you check your inbox, thinking of coming back, confirm that what has really happened. They say they've really been an email where installed. Then what you can do is with a system security site, which your company actually can reach out to the security malware between now and then, like tell them that this is where they can expecting a email from a particular capability to be able to give them the computer system that they can have expecting an email from this where that wants access to see whatever you're doing. Just like I of sharing my screen right now. If there's a software that can allow me to share my screen of email, if there's also a software that sometimes we have one that is hook up a couple of times. And how do you share your screen without you knowing it's checked today? So you can share your screen that you don't know that the screen is being shared. Somebody said it elsewhere, if actually monitoring your computer system that you know. And whatever you're doing, whether you're transferring money from one point to another, chatting with family and friends, whatever it is that you're doing, email, please, when that email is ready, monitor your computer system 24/7. At least this is actually then they can actually do this over time. Later on, they want to pretend to make sure the emails that are coming from you have all the links, they know all the things that are going on with you for the past 6 months, past 8 months, they know everything that's going on with you there, so they can actually pretend to be. The cyber criminal wants you to get they can even now reach out to friends of yours asking them for loans. If you were the one asking, they don't necessarily need to. Before you know it's that person more interested. So this is why this tweet and the emails that have. So the report they have to do is the parental I just mentioned. You are seeing it here. Simple. If the email also made it through, you will see that it's delivery successful, meaning that the email actually sent financial email. And there are times if that email address has been blocked, for those that were failed, I've won a laptop currently. So you're supposed to email the person to actually ask not to allow that when I go to we have the people see that we have one other thing that's important is that the minimum people click on this video of organization and provide numbers for the organization. So any new person that is I don't know about it onto a software network, we need to make a mailbox for that person so that person's mailbox who be infected between this two needs to be able to inspect if the mailbox is not created inside this email that will make you feel not able to receive it or you're actually extending any something to create a mailbox for that person. So that person will be able to have an email inspect this email whether it's coming in, even though that's what we deserve to actually have people are when some people that actually log into this tool and then access it. That's what we actually push out. We want to and then we are going to move on to the quarantine messages. In the quarantine messages, this is where the reason why every email that was coming like this was there. Really new actually made it to the suffix was blocked. One email that was supposed to have made it to the message that wasn't allowed to go through this way. And you can see here that it's saying that this is actually ranging from February 28th to today. That's what it's saying here. You can actually extend it back as far as you want to that thing. And then sometimes in our software, you can actually see it. So if somebody's asking that email is supposed to have actually sent it to them, but they never received it. Sometimes you can ask them on which date was the email provided all your credentials. They're able to provide you with the date. I mean, many times it extends dates with whenever they said they received it. When you click on it, based on there is a mail sender they give you, or also what where you are working with this coming here and that way. So if the email that the person said was coming from such a way, you give the person's email address for the here. Somebody from the email is coming from. Give you some funny excuse. Where is it going to be coming to me? If you know the person who's supposed to see that email, put that person's email address here as well. And sometimes if you also know the subject, what you can do is the security side. When you click on search, reach out that particular email where you tell them if it pops up the email here, expecting a time, you have options. I'll really show you what the options are. So let's assume that this very email has an email from this sent to access to see what you're doing. This kind of sharing for some reason that email. There's a software that can allow. So when I come here, I'm saying I'm trying to help this email. There's also a software that these are the options that I have. After selecting the email down here, you realize that all this part is highlighted. So can you share your screen? This part has been sent. Now, somebody said the moment I select the email, I want you to see that this is highlighted that you know that selection. And whatever you're going to select the email that I want to use from myself to other channel, say I want to release this email to myself. Whatever, as soon as I get that email, realize that all this place when that email is highlighted, monitor your computer system 24/7. This is the first part that says release. Meaning for the release means that they want to pretend this particular email that has been sent to me, all the things to know, all the justice going on with you for the past 6 months. It doesn't mean that subsequent emails are coming from this same sender pretend to be. I've only released only this email was released to me. That was the one aspect. They don't necessarily need to. That's how you know it's that was more information. But if I come here and I say to leave and allow, so this means that the parental I just mentioned, you are seeing it here. Simple. If the email also made it through, you will see that it's delivery successful. Going forward, if this individual sends an email to me, it should be allowed to come to me. If that email address is blocked, that is what the release allows. There's a difference between the two. The release alone would say release only this email once and for all. Next time when the person sends the email again, we'll have to go through the same process again. You have the people receive that, you have the offset. But if I do release and allow, you are saying that when this email is released now, next time any new person that is coming to me again, also software should need to use out the mailbox, but I'm saying that so that person is without any who be inspected. Now we have the ability to be able to inspect, but delete also the mailbox saying that I want this email to be deleted, make you feel this very email to be deleted, and that's it. Next time the mailbox comes in, that person will be able to have the emails inspected. The other one, delete and block, means that this email to the people and this email address should be blocked so that in future if this person tries to send me an email, that email will be blocked. Then we are going to move on to the hand message as you get. So I'll just explain what this is one where I'm going to release this very email so that we can see in my inbox whether this email is there or not. One email that was just copy my inbox. You can see that the last email that I received is actually one. Cool. Now these are the last email here that he's saying that this I'm going to go back in there and have this particular email today. Let's pay attention to the email address. I actually extended this very one. It says what the mic thing, and then fast software again to see. So if somebody is asking that email, and then the title also actually been sent to them, but they never received it. Sometimes we ask them on which global format they need, whatever fiber or you like that. They're able to provide. So I'm going to do a release. We'll give it like a minute, 10 things to see whether it would actually be here on the mailbox. Based on right now, I don't want this to send like come back next time. So I'm not going to also what message. I just want to release it once for the purpose of this class. So the email that I'm just going to click on release once, and that's coming from such a way. Just click on release. Let's give it a minute. And as I did, I said, well, the message was meaning that in a few moments, that email going to actually come from me. You know, the person who's while we are actually waiting for a class. So there it is. Put that person's email actually here as well. And sometimes, if you have know the subject, what you can do, you see that the email is actually right here. And when you click on coming from the mic, particular email, fast funding, as you can see right here. If it pops up, if you remember, I was reading the title as ability for you, whatever. Let's assume increase free approval for match, whatever. So as I release the sense that email, for some reason that email, there's a software that can allow. So when I come here, I'm saying I'm trying to help this right. So basically, this is what this means. And I'm going to pause here if anyone has any questions. You realize that otherwise I'm going to demonstrate to you this part how one can actually block an email. Now, if you want to have an email blocked from my private email box, and after that, and whatever you have to select the email that I want to test that myself, I'll be trying to say I want to any question you want myself, whatever. As soon as I get that email, realize that all this place I monitor your computer system. Going once, this is the first part that says release. Going twice, they want to pretend this particular question for me, I am going to. So let's just assume assume that there is an indefinite subsequent emails string and acquisition for some time bombarding the company with emails. Only this email the director has actually reported to the cybersecurity team that there is a particular person who has sent an email. So this means he doesn't want to receive emails from that person any longer. If the email, so you guys should find a way to block that person. Going forward, the director should be allowed to do what the team will have to do is first of all, ask the different cybersecurity director to release a loan to say the sender's email address once if the director knows. Next time, if there is a last email that the director wrote to this process, have the people the director can tell them what is happening. But if I do release an email, the subject can find the person's email address now. So let's say we have a new person that comes into the system onto the software that so now they will have to go straight to who settings and inside settings we have to be able to inspect delete inbound and allow once this email to be deleted this very when it comes to the inbound next time it allow the hard email function right here. The other one here block means allow meaning that it's actually allowed so that in future the email address will be able to send emails or you can block then email address will move on avoid them from sending emails here. So we have a scenario where what these ones are to actually block I'm going to release this director is telling us to block email address that we're actually going to block right here. So I'm going to do just copy my inbox now because the last email that I received is actually one. Cool. So the last email here that he's saying that this I'm going to go back to this an email address that I have. Let's get going to have a blog. Let's say my computer wants 2001 at yahoo.com. So this email address is actually going to try to have a blog. If already in the system it has actually been on which data block as soon as I try to say so I'm going to do a release the civil minutes action already whether it would actually so I can do override. Based on I can override. I don't necessarily come and let this kind of action. So let's see if this email address has already been blocked. So otherwise that just will override these ones. Let me try and just release. Let's give it a minute and see. It's telling me that this particular email address has already moment that whether blocked or sometimes you can say well already exists. So that's like to override. So it could have been that this particular email address already exists saying that it should be allowed to send the email actually right here. Or it's coming from the mic. It already is saying that it should be blocked. Whatever it is that's in there, if you remember, the system is telling me already. So now I've been given the chance to override meaning that the current action is very approval for match or whatever. So as I release the sense, what I'm asking is to take place. I'm going to do it overriding that. And when I do override it, that's what it saves. So when I current action what I'm taking now, which is right. So basically, block is what it means. What I'm going to pause here if anyone has any questions. I actually have to demonstrate to you block now. Now I'm just going to pick up my phone, which you guys can have an email block, and I'm going to send an email from that particular email address. I'm going to select the email address that I just blocked. Any question? Let's see whether that email is making that. If it doesn't make it, I'll let you guys see what it says in the system. Once, so I'm actually going to send an email to the Software Freak Network and see whether it will make it there. So I'm going to send an email to my own self in there. Let's just assume that, and then I'm going to try and send that email straight. So I've just selected the email address and I'm saying that I want to send an email to that. So I'm hooking up an email and I just selected the email. That's how the email I'm going to do threat intelligence. So this means it doesn't want to receive emails from match 6. So you guys should find a way. So that's the title of the email. And I'm just saying happy Independence Day to everyone. Should be allowed to do what the team Independence Day. So first of all, everyone, so this email, the release has actually been the sender's graded and sent. I just sent it right now. If there is a last, I'm going to give it a minute. Then we shall check the inside of our. But if I do release an email history to see whether that email made it into the system. So we'll come into the report right here. System inside the report. Every email now they will have to send inside the report that we're going to see. Settings. So let me inside settings report here and check message history. Allow once this email to be deleted, that has actually arrived. It has arrived. Let's give it a minute. Next time and then allow check to see if that email has actually arrived. Function right here. It still hasn't arrived yet. Other ones here in a few moments. That's So while that is happening, I'll just also ask if anyone has any questions while we're waiting for that email to arrive. And we can see what is happening to that email, whether it's been blocked or whether it's allowed to or whatever. But in the meantime, does anyone have any questions for me while we're waiting for that email address that we're actually going to block right here? So I'm going to do the last email that I've seen is taking quite a long time. Cool. Any questions for this? There's an email address that I have. Let's actually going to have a blog. So it says yahoo.com. So this email address is actually going to try to have a blog. Right? Already well done. Taking a while. We can be. As soon as I try to say, I'm going to do a review. The civil like minutes and checking other things like override. Why we need this software for companies. Let's see if this email address have them and you don't have them in your business. Otherwise, what this actually doing for you. Let me try and see. Many organizations have telling me that this particular email prevented them from a lot of cyber attacks because they don't get emails that are not supposed to actually make it into their network. So it could have been that to mention that some of the cyber criminals have what we call credential harvesting. Credential harvesting, if you're not careful, whatever it is that's in there, actually is telling me already. I could come up with.
Also, I think Daniela's hand is up.
What can I see?
Yeah, so Daniela can go ahead.
When I do write it, that's what it saves. Current action I'm taking now, which is right. So basically, yes, rock is what it means. What I'm going to pause if anyone has any questions. Yes, you can. Now I'm just going to pick up my phone, which you guys can have an email. I'm going to send an email from that particular.
Ecobank, right? And then I have a problem with my ATM card or something. So I decided to send them an email to their support center. So do you think they have something in place that is going to analyze my email before they release it? And how would they know that I am a customer of this? I just want to know, because I'm imagining the number of people sending emails to them and everything, asking for assistance when their server is down or when their service is down or something. That's what I mean. Like, isn't there a way where they can allow their customers like emails to bypass this whole security?
All right, good question. And I don't think I have seen banks encouraging their customers to send them emails rather than phone calls. I think what the banks normally do is they rather would ask you to give them a phone call. If you check on your ATM card, behind it, I'm sure you would see that they would say if you have any issues, there's a support number that you should be calling, rather than asking you to send them email. And the reason why that is the case is when you call them, they need to verify that you are really the owner of the card. This is why when you call them, they'll be asking you a number of security questions first. They would ask, okay, if you're saying you are the person who owns this particular account, first of all, what is the phone number that you have on the account? You provide that to them. They will tell you there's supposed to be a 6-digit code that would appear on your phone. And you give that 6-digit code to them. In fact, what they are doing is, even for them, they don't even have access to your account yet until you provide them with that 6-digit code. So maybe they have a system where the system will say, if a customer calls, ask for the customer's phone number. If the customer provides their phone number, enter the phone number into the system. Now, the next step will be, there should be a 6-digit code that you have to enter into before you can even access the customers or the client's page. And so the 6-digit code will come on your phone. If truly you're the owner of the account, you should have that 6-digit code and provide it to them. When you even provide it to them, it doesn't even end there. They'll even go further to ask, can you provide us with the last 4 digits of your ATM card or even the account number to show that you are indeed the person who owns this account? And then maybe finally they might ask you, can you tell us your first name and last name? They go through all these processes to make sure that before they can actually give you any kind of assistance on the account that you're calling about, they have verified that you are indeed the correct owner. So to answer your question, I really haven't seen that happening that much. I don't think the banks encourage people to send them emails to actually verify and then go ahead and then release your account for you with just an email. And if there's any bank doing that, that isn't right. Or going to be doing so, if you send that email to them, then they probably should have your email in their system already to say that this is actually the registered email address that they have on file. That way, if email is coming from that particular email address, they can actually have that email address in their whitelist account or in the list of emails that they have whitelisted, meaning that any email coming from that particular email address will make it through without it being bounced. So if that is what they want to do, that is if they want to solely go by email, then they probably will take all the emails of their customers that they have on file and make sure all those ones are whitelisted so that when emails are coming from those email addresses, they could make it through without it being blocked. But I don't really see banks doing that. Rather, they will prefer that you call them so that they can go through all the steps that I just took you through to verify the individual who's trying to reach the account and make sure they know that the person who they're responding to has actually authenticated themselves, and then they can go further to actually get services that you're looking for. I don't know if that helps answer your question.
Okay, let me put it this way. You see, you mentioned that an email can be found, right? And then the recipient of the email would have to reach out to the team for them to the email and all that. But what if, let's say, I'm on the internet, I'm trying to get into this, like I see a job site and then I decide to make inquiries by sending them an email, right? The recipient of the email or whoever is in charge of that mailbox doesn't know that I'm making inquiry. So it means their email is never going to get to them in the first place. Like the person is not aware that I'll be sending them an email. So how do they get the email that is going to get to them? Since they're not aware that we send them an email.
Now you've asked a different question. Okay, good. So the security team would also have a routine check where they'll be checking quarantine emails on a periodic basis. So they'll come into the quarantine messages and then they'll be reading the subjects to actually check if these are emails that are supposed to have made it to their inboxes that for some reason they have been held. So let's say if the title of or the subject of that email is supposed to be applying for a job, maybe the department head of that particular HR who is supposed to be receiving these types of emails would actually speak to the cybersecurity team and say, hey, we've advertised for the public to be able to apply for jobs with us. And there's a possibility that some of these job applications might be held by your security tool. So if you don't mind, periodically check all the emails that are coming through with the subject. Maybe the job title is sales rep job. That's the job title, sales rep job. So the cybersecurity team is responsible to be checking the content emails. If there are emails meant for the HR that is supposed to have been an application for the job that has been held So if there's such a thing going on, then the head of that department will have to let the team know that there's a possibility that the tool could be withholding some emails that are meant for that particular purpose. And so then they should actually have them released. So yes, the security team has, as part of their responsibilities, to be going through the quarantine emails periodically to see emails that have actually been made available for them. And then if that email is supposed to go through, they will actually have them released. And so if that's the case, there's something like that that's the security team is supposed to be doing on a periodic basis, where they make sure emails that were supposed to have been meant for somebody else, that the tool saw them to be a threat and withheld them, that should actually be released and have them go. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. But one last thing.
Mhm.
I just wanted to know, you see, I was thinking of ways of the cyber attackers getting into organization. So let's use this job advertisement thing as an example. Fine, they are advertising for, let's say, software or UI UX designer, and those job applications you have to add your portfolio or maybe GitHub or something, and it's a link. You think an attacker can use that as an opportunity to put in a malicious in there for the recruiter to click on it, and then for him to install the app on it?
Can you ask the question again? I think I'm not getting you.
I was trying to say that I was just thinking of ways that cyber attackers can get into an organization. So let's say let's say Google is looking for a UI UX designer, and then in the application we are asked to include our link, like the link to our portfolio or GitHub or any other thing, like the link to our works, right? And I'm saying,
okay, so you're actually applying
using the but the cyber attacker is using this way to get into the organization's network or like to hack them. So by including his links to his portfolio, I don't know how maybe we're going to do, but we find a way to link on that malicious website. So sorry, add that malicious link to it. And when the recruiter clicks on it, it rather installs the malicious website on his laptop, and then the hacker gets in. Isn't it a way isn't that a way of getting into the system?
Yes,
and then
it's
I
actually a way.
If it's possible,
finish your question.
Can identify that.
Yeah. All right. So to answer your question, have you actually tried to pick up a link that was sent to you through email before? You realize that the link has actually been rerouted to Sophos. And when I send you a link through email and it comes to you and you receive that link, the link doesn't take you straight to the site where that link is coming from. Sophos actually reroutes that link to itself. So if you click on that link, Sophos will test the link first to see if it's a malicious link or if it's a legit link before you can actually gain access to it. I'm saying this next time, if you get a chance, check it. I don't know if there's any, okay, maybe this might be one that I can actually try. If while I open this link, right, if I actually do a right click on this to actually grab the, no, I don't think I can do. But if it was supposed to be like a clear link that was coming through, was just a straight link that was coming through. If you copy that link, do a right click. Let me see whether I can copy this link. I can't copy it, but if, okay, right here, I think I can copy this right here. If you copy this link and then you actually open Notepad, I think it might not even give you the straight link. It might give you through Sophos. So I think that I wasn't allowed to copy the link, I believe. Okay, I wasn't allowed to copy the link. But the point I'm trying to make here is if there's a link that has been sent to you, you're supposed to click on that link to actually use it for something else. You realize that the link would actually take you through Sophos first. It would actually reroute the link. And it's unfortunate I can't really find a very good example to give. I don't think this one will give me like a good example for it. Let me try and see this. So, let me see. It might not give me exactly what I'm looking for. Select the hyperlink and then maybe copy it. Let me try and bring this here and save it. Yeah, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to copy a link and then show you, but I'm not able to do that for some reason. I don't know why. But when I override, you see it. Do you see that it actually takes you through? Can you see what I've just done? It doesn't take you through the link itself. It takes you through Sophos.
Yeah.
When I override, do you see this? Yes, it's taking you through Sophos. So meaning that it's not giving you the link to the site that you're trying to go straight, because Sophos has already touched on this. And so what Sophos is going to do is now Sophos is actually going to make sure when you click on the link, Sophos will be the first to check if the link that you are trying to get to is malicious or not. And if it's malicious, it will give you a page that says that this is malicious, don't go there. Or even give a warning, this site you're about to hit is malicious. Do you want to proceed? If you still say yes, then it's up to you to actually proceed. If you get a fish thing and you pay attention to it, then that's where we know that there's an issue with that. So to answer your question, if the applicant who's applying for the job and pretending that they're showing us their work by giving us a link that is supposed to actually demonstrate the work that they've done, if that link is a malicious link, Sophos will not allow us to go through, or Sophos will give us a warning that this page you're about to access is a malicious page. Do you still want to go ahead and do so? If you want to go by the risk, you can say yes. If you don't want to go by it, you just stop, because Sophos is telling you that the link that you're about to get to is actually a malicious one. Does that help answer your question?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so back to where I was before. I think the email came, and I'm going to show you guys the email. So this is the email that I sent. This is the email address that I sent my email from. And then you can see right here, it says that the email has been deleted, meaning that I wasn't allowed to receive this email. This email was not allowed to come through. And as you can see, it says what enterprise blocked, meaning that that email address has been blocked. And so every email that I'm going to send from this particular email address, and it doesn't matter if I'm addressing it to anybody within the Soft Afrique network, anybody is not going to make it through. So it doesn't have to be just me. But if I'm sending to just anybody within the Soft Afrique network that actually is in the mailbox here, it was not going to make it through. So we have just seen that it has been blocked. I'm going to now release it, send the same email again, and then we'll see whether we'll receive the email or not. That's what I'm going to do last, and then that'll be the end of our session for today. I think 1 hour is almost done, so I'll just want to end here after the last demonstration, and then that's it. So I'm going to go in here, go back here, and then this time I want to do what? Allow. I want to allow that email address. I want to allow it this time. So I'm coming here and I'm going to do allow. So I'm going to do Matthews again, as you can see here. And when I try to save, it's going to tell me because it's already there, it's going to say I should override it. So as you can see, when I'm going to override it, and I'm going to say allow this. I'm going to pick up my cell phone again, and I'm going to send another email to that same email address. And then let's see whether I'll be allowed to have that email go through or whether I'll be blocked from actually having that email going through. So I'm going to just pick up this and then do that. I'm going to say Happy Independence Day as a subject. Happy Independence Day. Independence Day as a subject. And I'll say Ghana is happy. Is close. And then I'm going to do send. And just like the way the other one took a while before we saw it here, let's give it a minute or two. And then we may see that email either coming through or being blocked. It might take a few minutes before we see it. So while we're waiting for that, if anyone has any question, we can have that answered while we're waiting for that email to come through. And maybe some other time when there's slots on your schedule, Shafiu, I probably will take this up and then we'll continue with doing some DLPs on this one. And DLP is sending emails out of an organization that you haven't been given permission for. It's like you're stealing an intellectual property of an organization. This into helps us in doing so. So because of time, I'm just going to end my session by waiting for this last email to come through. While we're waiting for that email to come through, if there are any questions, we can begin to ask them right now while we're waiting for that email to come through. And as soon as that is done, at the end of my session, and like I've said, if there's time on my side and then on your side too, in your schedule, we probably may schedule another time and go through the DLP as part of SOFO's continuation for the same presentation that we just had. Let's see, this email is back here. Okay, so the email is still not here yet. I mean, you know, the first one took a while before I saw it, so let's give this a minute or two. You can see it. So before Daniela asked a question, I was actually trying to make a point. If there's no question, let me make the point real quick. I was saying that you would find some cyber criminals creating a website that looks like a website that you already know, like a bank. So a cyber criminal could create a website that looks exactly like the way EcoBank's website looks like. And then maybe instead of the name of the site being ecobank.com, they could make it ecobank.co or ecobank.ca or ecobank.org. But if you're not smart enough, you might think that this is coming from EcoBank again. And then they could send you an email knowing that you are a customer of EcoBank. They could send an email saying that they realize that your password that you've been using has reached its time that you have to reset it. And so this is a link that you click on it, and that link will help you to reset your password. So you click on the link, because you've seen that email, thinking it's coming from ecobank.org. You see ecobank.org, I think it's the EcoBank that you know. Maybe the original EcoBank email will be info@ecobank.com. Maybe that's the original email. But this time we are seeing info@ecobank.org. But because you're not being too attentive, you might not see the difference. You might not think that this is coming from a malicious person. You might think this is coming from your bank. And then inside the email, they will say that, realize that they probably will address you with your name and everything, just like the way Ecobank does, and say your 90 days of your password has exceeded it, whatever, you need to change your password. Click on this link to change your password. You click on the link and then a website will come up looking exactly like the Ecobank website, very close to it. And then they will say, enter your previous password here, and then enter a new password there. What you are doing is you're actually giving them your current password for your Ecobank account, because they're asking you to enter your previous password. And your previous password is what you're currently using for your Ecobank account. And then you probably enter the previous password, and then you enter your new password you're trying to change it to, and then you click on change, and maybe it will tell you, oh, the system has an issue. Come back maybe in a few hours to change your password because there's an issue with the system. And then you might think, oh, I'll come back to do this thing later. So you will just ignore it and then just move on with whatever you're doing. What you don't know you've done is you've actually given your Ecobank password to a cyber criminal. And that cyber criminal, all they need to do is just log into your account. And if there's money in your account, they can transfer it into the account and you're done. So we need to be very, very careful. And if you have a tool like this, if an email is coming from ecobank.org, not ecobank.com, the tool will tell you that the email that is coming to you is actually one that has spoofed an original email, which is ecobank.com. So be careful. At least this tool will give you that warning. So if you're not too careful or you're not too smart about these things, at least this tool will bring that up to you and you'll begin to think twice. It will now give you an opportunity to even look at it again to make sure that is the Ecobank that I know, is their website really .org or .com? Now you're asking yourself that question because you probably never paid attention to that. And because this tool has actually given you that insight, you're now going to be asking yourself that question. If you, that the email that is coming to you is actually coming from an efficient place, then you now know that if it hadn't been for the tool, you probably may have given out your password to a cyber criminal. These cyber criminals would have actually made justice to your bank account. So that is the point I wanted to put across. Now let's check if the email made it through. Okay, so you can see. So the email finally made it through, and I said I called it Happy Independence Day. As you can see it here, it was actually allowed to go through. So the email was actually delivered successfully, as you can see right here. And if I go into my inbox, I should see that email coming through. And rather, they say what? Ghana is happy, as I said. And because I allowed it, it's saying that this sender is trusted. Because inside the system, I allowed that this sender should be able to send emails to me. You are seeing that there's a banner here that's saying that this sender is trusted, meaning that this person who's sending the email to me is somebody that we can trust, because inside the Sophos tool, we have allowed that person to be able to send emails to us. So there's no two ways about the person. We don't even have to think whether the person is a malicious person or not. That brings me to the end of my presentation today. Any questions for me? Right, if there are no questions, Shafiu, you may take the floor then.
Okay, well, thank you very much for this all-important presentation. And we've really learned a lot from this presentation. But guys, the ocean is here. The boss himself is here. Just bring out the questions. Just ask those questions that you've been keeping in your bags so that we all know. Just ask the questions. But if there are no questions for now, I can leave the floor to Madam Janet to also come in for some few minutes. Then we'll see what we can do next. So, Madam Janet, if you are here, you can take over.
All right, Shafiu, thank you so much. Thank you to our boss. We are truly honored to have you for taking time out of your busy schedule and joining us in here. And to the entire house, I'd love to say thank you for joining us today. All our in-house, our students, past and current, and all our attendees. Thank you for joining us today. So for the purpose of our first-timers, we are SoftAfrique, a leading IT and cybersecurity company. All right, so are you ready to level up your cybersecurity skills and protect your organization from evolving online threats, introducing the online 4-month weekend SoftAfrique Cybersecurity Plus course. So join us for an exclusive online course where we delve into the world of threat intelligence, equipping you with the knowledge and tools necessary to stay ahead of cyber criminals. Our expert instructors will guide you through comprehensive modules covering a wide range of topics, including cyber threat landscape analysis, welfare analysis and reverse engineering, cryptography and secure communication, security operations and incident response, and much more. But that's not all. At SoftAfrique, we go beyond just providing knowledge. Here are a few or some of the perks you'll enjoy from our Cybersecurity Plus course. We help our students build their resume, prepare them for interviews, support our newly hired on the job, internationally recognized certification, mentorship from cybersecurity experts, exclusive access to SoftAfrique's resource hub or state-of-the-art lab, and real-world projects to bolster your portfolio. With flexible weekend sessions, you can pursue this course without disrupting your busy schedule. So whether you're an IT professional looking to enhance your expertise or a business owner safeguarding your assets, this course is tailored to meet your needs. Unlock the secret of cybersecurity with SoftAfrique, a trusted name in the industry. Don't miss this opportunity to sharpen your skills and become a cybersecurity champion in just 4 months. Register now for the online 4-month weekend SoftAfrique Cybersecurity Plus course and take the first step towards securing a safer digital future. Don't wait, spaces are limited. Visit our website at portal.softafrique.net now to learn more and secure your spot. Your digital security starts here with SoftAfrique. Subscribe, follow, and connect to our various social media handles. You can find us on LinkedIn, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Like and share our content. And so today's session, which happens to be TIS, our Threat Intelligence Seminar, happens every Wednesday, same time, 12 Eastern Standard Time, or 5 Greenwich Meridian Time. You can join in there or join in here to learn more about what happens with cyber criminals and cyber security. Also, we have an orientation session every Friday at 1:00 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. You can join in there to learn more on what happens in our course. So thank you so much for joining us today. And for all the folks in Ghana, happy Independence Day. And to others, thank you for joining us. Have a great rest of day. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you same time next week. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.